Have you ever thought about how some habits can sabotage your happiness? Often we don't realize this. In this video, we're going to explore 10 habits that you absolutely must eliminate from your life if you really want to be happy. And trust me, some of them might surprise you. Stay until the end, because we're going to reveal to you a truly powerful secret Buddhist practice that could transform your life right away. Subscribe to the channel The Smiling Buddha to receive other precious teachings on Buddhist philosophy and personal growth. Have you ever felt that happiness slips through your fingers, despite all your efforts? Have you ever wondered why, despite all you have, you still feel dissatisfied, almost as if something fundamental was missing in your life? The truth is that happiness is not just about external circumstances or possessions. Too often we fall into habits and behaviors that, without realizing it, erode our joy from within. There are subtle forces that work against our serenity, and more often than not, we ourselves give them power. If you really want to understand what is holding you back from happiness and discover how to unlock a life filled with joy and fulfillment, keep watching. Now let's immediately dive into this journey of discovery and transformation. Habit number 1, constantly comparing yourself to others. Comparing yourself to others is a subtle poison that can destroy your self-esteem and happiness. The Buddha warns us, comparison with others breeds jealousy and insecurity. Each person is unique, and your path is yours alone. Focus on yourself, your progress, and your talents. Whenever you find yourself comparing yourself to someone, remember that true growth and happiness comes from self-acceptance and recognition of your own value. Embrace your uniqueness and stop measuring yourself against others. Habit number 2, perfectionism. Perfectionism may seem like a virtue, but it is often a trap that prevents us from being happy. The Buddha teaches us that there is no perfection in this world, only the pursuit of it. This invites us to reflect on the fact that the pursuit of perfection can only bring us frustration and dissatisfaction. Accept your imperfections and work to improve yourself with kindness and compassion. Life is not meant to be perfect, but to be lived with authenticity. Habit number 3, explaining yourself to those who make you suffer. There is an ancient wisdom passed down by the Buddha that guides us towards inner peace and enlightenment. How many times have you felt compelled to explain your reasons to someone who has hurt you? Maybe you think that by explaining yourself, you might find some peace or convince the other person to change. But the wisdom of the Buddha teaches us that holding on to anger and trying to justify ourselves can hurt us more than we think. The Buddha said, "You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger." This means that trying to explain our pain to those who have hurt us often only fuels our internal suffering. Sometimes, true liberation lies in letting go of the need to be understood by those who are not ready to understand us. Focus on your own healing and inner growth. Remember, your serenity does not depend on the approval of others, but on your own inner balance. Habit 4, clinging to unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations are often the root of our suffering. The Buddha said, the root of suffering is attachment. We often get attached to how we think things should be, rather than accepting them as they are. This attachment only leads to frustration and unhappiness. Learn to let go of rigid expectations and live in the present moment. By doing so, you will discover a deeper satisfaction and an inner serenity that is not dependent on external circumstances. Habit number 5, oversharing at the end of a relationship. When a relationship ends, it's natural to feel lost and want to talk to someone about it. But sharing too many details can often make the situation worse. The Buddha teaches us that we should only talk about what is helpful and constructive. This also applies to difficult times. Sharing intimate details about a relationship that has ended can hurt you and the other person. Respect your privacy and that of the other person. Not all stories need to be told. Sometimes silence is the most dignified and respectful option. And have you ever shared important moments in your life that later backfired on you? Share your experience in the comments below the video. Habit number 6. Pursuing unnecessary goals. We live in a society that often pushes us to pursue an endless amount of goals, many of which bring us no real value. The Buddha reminded us that the problem is that you think you have time. This teaching invites us to reflect on the brevity of life and the importance of prioritizing what really matters. Why spend your time chasing superficial goals when you could be doing what nourishes your soul and enriches your life? Let go of distractions and focus on what truly resonates with your inner being. Every moment is precious. Do not waste it in vanity. Habit 7. Distracted social media use. We live in an age where social media dominates much of our time. But Buddha teaches us that mind is everything what you think you become. If our time on social media is consumed without awareness, we risk feeding superficial and negative thoughts. Take a moment to reflect. How are you using social media? Are you feeding your mind with content that uplifts your spirit, or are you just scrolling aimlessly? Be mindful and intentional in your social media usage. Only engage with content that inspires you and truly connects with others. Habit number 8. Raising your voice when you are angry. Anger can be a destructive force if left unchecked. Raising your voice seems to offer relief, but the Buddha warns us that when we shout, we only fuel the fire of negativity, harming both ourselves and our relationships. True strength lies in patience and calm. Learn to breathe deeply and approach difficult situations with a calm mind. This will not only help you maintain more harmonious relationships, but also preserve your inner peace. Habit 9. Seeking external validation. One of the Buddha's most profound teachings is that true love and acceptance must come from within. He said, "You yourself, as well as everyone else in the universe, deserve your love and affection." Constantly seeking approval from others is a sign that we have not yet recognized our own worth. Learn to love yourself for who you are, not what others think of you. This will allow you to build a solid and lasting confidence, regardless of what others think. Habit number 10. Gossip. Gossip is a subtle poison that can destroy relationships and create an environment of negativity. The Buddha reminds us, do not speak unless it improves the silence. Speaking badly of others not only harms them, but also harms you, creating a cycle of negativity and distrust. And here we are, as promised, at an extraordinary exercise. But first, give this video a nice like, subscribe to our channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss our next contents dedicated to Buddhist philosophy and personal growth. So let's talk about a Buddhist ritual called void meditation. Every day, take 5 minutes to sit in silence and close your eyes. During this time, imagine emptying your mind of all expectations, desires, and worries. Visualize a completely empty space, without form or content. This space represents your true essence, free from all attachments. With constant practice, this meditation will help you detach yourself from harmful habits and find deep inner peace, opening the way to a more serene and happy life.